Alright, so this is the instrument that you're bidding on. I'm just going to take you on a quick run through some of the more unique things that I do while building the guitar. So first I'm going to talk a little bit about the woods. You can see that we've got a nice rosewood fretboard here with pearloid inlays. The neck is Honduran mahogany. Honduran is the best type of mahogany. There's a couple different species. Honduran mahogany is, like I said, by far the best. It's what Gibson uses on their Les Pauls. Any high-grade guitar, any high-end guitar that is made out of mahogany will be Honduran mahogany. There's some Asian mahoganies and mahoganies that grow out of other tropical regions, but they just don't match the quality of sound that you get out of Honduran mahogany, and they're often used on cheaper guitars. Right there, that colored piece of wood you see under the neck, that support piece is poplar. Up here at the headstock we've got bird's eye maple. I like using bird's eye maple because it's a nice dense wood, so it's going to give you a big sound with a lot of sustain. And then of course it's bird's eye maple, so it's got a really nice unique grain to it. Down here at the tailpiece you can see we got all the woods down here too. In the tailpiece you can see I've driven 4 steel tubes through there. The strings run through those, and it's basically just to keep the strings from digging into the wood. Just keep the guitar looking nice. So that's the top side. We've got a rosewood bridge and a rosewood nut. I don't use bolts or anything like that. I like to hand carve mine out of wood. I just like the sound that I get out of it. So going inside, this is where it gets really unique, and I've got a little piece of paper while I was mixing epoxy. So first thing I'd like to point out is the pizzos, and I'll explain this crazy stuff that I got glued around here in a second. The pizzos are glued directly under where the bridge will be. That just kind of gives it the best vibration transfer. The vibration from the strings are getting into the body of the guitar through the bridge, so by placing the pizzos directly under the bridge you're going to get the best sound quality, best sustain, best volume, just everything about the sound is the best that you're going to get with pizzos. Definitely add sustain, all that good stuff. I use 2 pizzos as opposed to 1 because that just allows you to kind of pick out all the different colors of the sound. You get more clarity, just all around better tone, less impedance, and if you're an electrical guy you'll know what that means, but in a nutshell it means you'll get more volume out of it. My guitars that I build with 2 pizzos, I've been able to get louder than my traditional electric guitars that will have magnetic pickups. So pizzos have kind of a bad rap for being quieter, but you know, if you know how to wire it correctly and you know how to set everything up in correct placement, they can actually sound really good. We've got it wired through 1 volume control. So now I'd like to explain my floating neck design. What we've got here is, you can see that little shadow under here, so you can see that the neck is not touching the bottom of the box in any way. You can see this nice cutaway we got right here, so when it's closed that part of the neck won't be touching the top at all. This is good because having the neck glued to the front or back, or even touching the front or back, is going to kind of hinder the guitar's ability to vibrate. Freeing up the face and the back of any wood that would be touching it is just going to give you better tone, better sustain. Overall sound quality is going to be better just because the guitar can resonate more freely. It's not being forced to, forced at a standstill and forced not to vibrate by wood that's glued to it or touching. It's able to just kind of do whatever the strings are telling it to. You can see that I've secured it to the sides with Spanish cedar. That's what the box is made out of for the most part. Now these crazy things that we've got here and here, if you read the description already, then you read about the sound post and the bass bar, and then I tinker around with violin work. Basically what these are, well, you know, first of all, cellos, double basses, violins, violas, all of those use sound posts and bass bars. All of them. You will never find a violin or any of those instruments that I just listed without a sound post or without a bass bar. So first off, the sound post is exactly what you see. It's a dowel that runs from the back of the guitar to the top. It basically just takes the vibrations from the top and transfers them to the bottom, making the back resonate more equally to the top. Again, that just gives it, like everything else I'm doing in this, better tone, more sustain, more volume, better overall sound quality. It also acts as a support for the bridge to keep the face from bowing in after being strung up for a long time. This piece of curved wood is called the bass bar. Basically that just spreads the bass vibrations out across the face and allows the bass side of your tone to come out a little more. It gives you a more balanced sound. If you know anything about music theory, then you know that in a chord you want the bass notes to be a little louder than the treble notes, and that's kind of what this achieves. And since the cigar box guitar is a mainly chorded instrument, that just seemed like a no-brainer to do something like that that's going to give you a more balanced chordal sound. So what else? I don't think I'm forgetting anything. That should be about it. So there she is. Feel free to ask any questions, and happy bidding.